Governor, do you acknowledge that the presidential race has a new energy to it now that Biden is out and Harris is on the ticket?
So what I will acknowledge is that you have a major attempt to manufacture excitement and hoopla around Kamala. That is clear. They are working very hard to do that. That was predicted, and I said this before Biden dropped. I said they are trying to get him out. The minute he's out, whoever is there, you're going to have a massive media campaign, hundreds of millions of dollars worth, to try to provide glowing coverage with that. So that dynamic has clearly changed. But the reason why they were after Biden so much wasn't because they didn't like Biden and they liked Trump. It was because they thought Biden was going to lose. So they were totally fine with letting him be in the basement in 2020 because they thought he was going to win. They were totally fine with hiding the fact that he wasn't up to the job over the last 3.5 years because they thought they could get him across the finish line one more time. It was only on that debate when you had 90 minutes. That was very painful to watch, when it was obvious that wasn't going to fly. So that's when you had this campaign, and then you did it. Now, it's interesting. Obama initially did not endorse Kamala because I think he knows that she doesn't have what it takes. And so he didn't do it. Everyone else kind of rushed to do it. I think he thought that there was going to actually be some competition here. And so they've done this. She's raised a boatload of money. She's getting the media, all this stuff. The problem is you got 100 days left. I think that's enough time for people to kind of peel back on the onion and see, okay, what are we really dealing with here? Is this somebody that we would really want as president? Or is this just a San Francisco Democrat that basically spouts all kinds of non sequiturs and nothings about, the passage of time and all these things that make no sense to anybody? We'll see, right?
Oh, Kamala, Kamala, where are you, Kamala? Come out, wherever you are.
Let's get ready to rumble! You can't handle the truth. I'm surviving at the top of the line.
Hi, I'm Pastor Marty. Welcome to the Afternoon Drive. Make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, and once you are, smack the bell, click the word all. That will give you notification of my rants, my ravings, my undeniably flawless reasonings. Hey, please like and share this video. That's the way that we get the word out that we're here. Thank you for watching the Afternoon Drive. So on a day that the stock exchange takes one of the biggest hits it has literally in well over a decade, Tokyo closed, having its worst day in 13 years. And what is driving this worldwide meltdown? The coming U.S. recession. Yes, boys and girls, the Build Back Better Biden-Harris plan is about to colossally explode. Can you say goodbye to the Kamala thinks she's a Hottie Harris honeymoon? This artificial fake AstroTurf bump that they have given her. She has to bus in homeless people in Atlanta to fill the same arena that Donald Trump just days later filled, that was totally grassroots driven. When Kamala had her big Atlanta rally and the media was fawning and foaming at the mouth at how wonderful it was, the place was packed. They were there for a free rap concert from Megan the twerker, that's what I call her, and Quavo was there. There's video footage of people getting up and leaving as soon as Kamala began to speak, and they kept leaving, that by the time she was actually done with her 20-minute speech, half the place had emptied out. We find out that more than half the people who were there were paid to be there. Homeless people were given food to be there and money. And other than the people that were seated directly behind Kamala in the angled shot of the cameras, people were not there for Kamala. The whole thing is fake. And we're finding out today that she's having to hire more rap groups and more entertainment to draw people to her rallies. Nobody wants to see Kamala. You are being so gaslit and lied to by the media, and they're hoping that by creating all of this fake hype over her, that they can manipulate the polls and somehow manufacture a win in November for her. But on a day when we have real devastating news, the media's playing the, gee, I wonder who she's going to pick to be her vice president. You've got Fetterman, the guy literally that's recovering from a brain disorder, who is starting to make more sense than Team Kamala. He's warning, you don't want Shapiro as your running mate. Wait a minute, Fetterman, you're from Pennsylvania. You don't want your Democratic governor to be the vice president? And he's talking about, his whole connection with Israel. Gonna backfire on you, Kamala. Gonna backfire on you, because Kamala has made gains in Minnesota and Michigan. Why? Because the Muslims there didn't like Joe Biden because of he couldn't make up his mind if he was for Palestine or for Israel, and because he was kind of in the middle, they pulled away from him. They're going to pull away from Kamala too, and it won't have anything to do with Israel, Palestine, Michigan. You mark this down. They are going to go in the win column for Donald Trump. Why? Because Donald Trump's going to save their jobs in Detroit. He's going to save the auto industry. Because if Kamala and the lunatic left get their hands on the American car industry, it's gone, it's goodbye, because they will open the door to the cheap Chinese electric vehicles that they're going to allow to be made in Mexico and then shipped into our country with no tax, no tariff, and then they will mandate that in 5 years you can't own a gas-powered vehicle anyway. That's what's coming from Queen Kamala. But of course, I digress. Where is she on the fact that the economy is imploding? She should come out and share her wisdom of her incredible grasp and understanding of economics.
Prices have gone up, and families and individuals are dealing with the realities of that bread costs more, that gas costs more. And we have to understand what that means. That's about the cost of living going up. That's about having to stress and stretch limited resources. That's about a source of stress for families that is not only economic, but is on a daily level, something that is a heavy weight to carry.
And there you have it. That is exactly why they keep her in hiding, so that she can't come out and serve up this word salad of her complete lack of understanding of a subject. But she is one of these self-delusional people. She knows that she doesn't know, but she thinks you don't know that she doesn't know, and that if she talks in this way, you will just be awed by how smart she is. To you black Americans, you understand what she's doing is playing you for stupid, right? You know that, right? To you Americans in general, especially you Democrats, why don't you follow the advice of Anna Kasparian and get off the Democrat train? Yeah, even Anna over at the Young Turks has had it with the astroturfing and gaslighting for Kamala Harris. She is going to be Joe Biden 2.0, period. You have Biden's number one economic advisor, a guy by the name of Gene Sperling. He is now officially, as of today, leaving the Biden administration to join Team Harris to be her leading economic advisor. Isn't that great? The people that are creating this recession that is causing the meltdown on Wall Street, they're just going to continue it under Obama. And the deep state doesn't care because they know Obama, that's Kamala and a fusion of Barack Obama, whatever wars they want to do, she's going to let them do those wars because that's how they make money. That's how they prop up part of the economy. It's how they prop themselves up. And Kamala thinks she's a Hottie Harris, will somehow profit from that too. See, she's just going to be a deep state player. We all know how recessions happen, where inflation comes from. Inflation comes from, boys and girls, when the United States prints money. You had Alan Greenspan back in the early 80s explain, we don't have a problem with national debt. We can just print more money. We can always pay off the debt because we can always just print more money. How did that work out for every government that's ever tried that? And I don't want to overplay this because everybody talks about the Nazis. But that's what happened in Nazi Germany at the end. They just kept printing money. And so then, a loaf of bread would cost you 3,000, Reichmarks. Wouldn't you like to have a $3,000 loaf of bread? Because what happens is the more you print the money, you devalue it, which makes things then cost more. That's why you're paying more at the supermarket. That's why you are paying more at the gas pump. And that's what's heading us into an absolute meltdown economic recession, because under Joe Biden and Building Back Better, and we're going to give money to this, and we're going to pay off student loans, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do this. They just turned the printing presses loose, and they printed money. And now it's about to catch up to us, boys and girls. And they don't have a plan to stave it off, other than, tax the rich to pay their fair share. That old mantra. When if you let Donald Trump in there, he can fix it. You know how? Well, first of all, drill, baby, drill. We will become the leading producer of oil right here, and countries will be buying it from us. He'll put the tariffs back in place on all the Chinese crud coming into this country. We will make more money as a nation under the Trump plan than under a typical Democrat Harris tax and spend plan. But hey, she's the it girl. And they're not letting her near anybody of any type of importance within the media to answer any questions. She just hires entertainers. They trot her out where she can talk tough about Donald Trump from a teleprompter, but you let her just speak off the top of her head like, Madam Wannabe President, could you please explain inflation to us? And you get word salad. That's Kamala, and that's why they've got her in hiding.
Just vote for Kamala.
What exactly do you know about Kamala Harris?